also considering that fundraising success is not always equal to the amount of money that you've raised or equal to numbers. So keep that in mind when you come to the debriefing stage, where you're talking to your team and seeing what went really well, what things can be enhanced and changed. So my name is Key Harris Tagnen, and I am a nonprofit strategist and educator. I'm so happy that you're here. Be sure to follow on this app as well as on Instagram. There's tons of information there, and I actually have a word of encouragement for you, nonprofit leader, there. So check out my Instagram page and you can see that video that I just uploaded a few hours ago. So we are still in our series on nonprofit marketing communications in the realm of fundraising. So we've been talking about emails. That was what we talked about last week. Talked about Facebook, Instagram. And so if you did not listen to that message, I encourage you to go back and watch the replay. I also uploaded a video last week about things to check before you launch your Giving Tuesday campaign. So if you have time to look at that as well before Giving Tuesday is up, you can watch that, or you can check it out afterwards, because the things I suggested as far as checks should also be for your year-end appeal. So after today, your organization should be participating in a year-end appeal to have that final fundraiser of the year. So today we're going to talk about LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is a great place for your nonprofit to be on. I want to talk about 3 areas that I feel you should really use your time on LinkedIn doing. Of course, you can add to the list. You can add to different things that you usually do on LinkedIn, but I want to cover 3 things. So the tips are for making connections and sharing your fundraising efforts. So if you're on LinkedIn, you have a personal profile, I'm sure you're seeing all these organizations popping up and they're saying, Giving Tuesdays today, give now, that kind of language, and maybe your organization is also using that language as well. I do want to remind you and encourage you to use your personal profile on LinkedIn to also share what your nonprofit is doing. Your connections may be your next donors. They may be your next board members. You never know. So do share, cross-promote, as I always say. So one tip is to create a business profile for your nonprofit. This is something that my organization did this year, is we created a business profile for our nonprofit, and so now it's there. So when we have our year-end appeal, we're going to be able to share on that actual profile. And in addition, I'm going to be sharing on my personal profile about our fundraising efforts as well. So set up a business profile. It is free, and it allows you to connect with employees, people who are connected. So if you have your board members and they list you on their profile as being as a board member, then now they're connected, and hey, if they share with their network, now they can tag your organization, and you see how that can lead to donations. So do create a profile on LinkedIn. Go ahead and go through that process, and you will see the benefits of it as it grows. Next tip is to make connections. Now, LinkedIn has a limit of 100 connections per week. So keeping that in mind, I encourage you to at least make 5 connections throughout the week. Because if you have just connections related to your personal work or related to your job, you'll want to have connections that can be related to your nonprofit. So maybe you consider connecting with people in a certain sector that your nonprofit is focused on. So, for example, if you are in the education sector with your nonprofit, you may connect with educators and elementary school teachers or educators or principals at schools, because they have that connection to education which your organization has. So you're thinking about individuals that will have a connection as far as their passions that align with what your mission is. So do make those connections on LinkedIn. I would encourage you to make at least 5 connections each week, and you'll see your network grow. And when you're posting your fundraisers, you may have some of those individuals start to give because you're connected with them. My final tips for today is to share your fundraising efforts and encourage your board to share as well. So if you're participating in Giving Tuesday, if you are doing your year-end appeal, I encourage you to share your fundraising efforts on your profile and also on that business profile for the nonprofit. It says business profile, but it is designated for your nonprofit. So do share your fundraisers on there as well. Like I said, you may have donors in your LinkedIn community that didn't even know you're a founder, but now that you're sharing it, they have the opportunity to give and they can give to your nonprofit specifically. So those are my 3 tips. I hope you're taking notes. And once again, if you're participating in Giving Tuesday, blessings to your organization. And if you are a believer, I honestly believe that your gaps will be filled during this time, even into the end of the year and more. The goal is to keep on growing your nonprofit, isn't it? So consider how you can equip yourself to grow your nonprofit with the help of others, of course. You're not doing everything on your own and saying, well, I'm going to do this and that. I'm going to wear this cape and I'm going to do everything. That is not how a nonprofit is built. So lean on the individuals who can assist you and who are willing to assist you, because I promise you they are out there and they're just waiting for the opportunity to connect to a nonprofit. So thank you for joining the Nonprofit Plug. I encourage you to connect with me on Instagram. Tons of videos, things on there for you, as well as LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn and you can see how we do it. See how my nonprofit does it and how I cross promote our fundraising efforts on my personal profile. So take care, and I am excited for December. December is actually, it starts tomorrow. So you'll want to make sure that you're connected with me on this app, because I'm going to have a news series, but also on Clubhouse. If you're not on Clubhouse, I encourage you to get on there and just do a search for me, because I'm going to have rooms on Clubhouse, which means I believe I set it up for Mondays. So Mondays I'll have a room on Clubhouse. Tuesdays will be for you, so on this app on YouTube. But I encourage you to connect with me on the different platforms that I'm on, because I have different content across all of those and I want to serve you better. And I want you to get the information that is needed for you as a leader and for your nonprofit. So take care and happy Giving Tuesday.